morning, CrossFit Linchpin. Today is February 18th, 2020. It is a Tuesday. Hope everybody's Tuesday is off to a wonderful start. So I received a question from somebody via the interwebs, and I shall read the question, and then we shall dive into a little bit of an answer. So the question was, I wonder if you can help me. I'm the head coach at a box at which I do the programming. My question is, and it says 70 to 80% of their clientele are just normal average Joe CrossFitters, beginners, things of that nature. My question is, our clients want to learn kipping pull-ups, chest-to-bar pull-ups, snatch, clean and jerk technique, which I try to fit as much as I can into the programming, but with only an hour to play with to try to include the WOD, the cool down, etc. They feel that it's not enough time. How should I approach this going forward? Should I have a dedicated workshop like twice a month to certain lifts or gymnastic movements, focusing on that on top of including it in classes, or should I take into account these workshops when programming for the box? Great question. It's definitely a very common question, which is, I don't have enough time. And this, I think, is I like this question. So this guy is saying he does a warm-up, he does the workout, he does a cool down and whatnot, and he doesn't feel like he has enough time to help his clients improve some of those more complicated movements that they want to. And that's just with doing one workout. So if you're doing, an extra unnecessary lifting session and then a workout, that little bit of precious time that you did have, it just went away. So there's a lot of different ways we could go with this. First of all, I think these days, unfortunately, people are very, very impatient. We live in the immediate gratification culture, and they don't understand why they can't learn to clean and jerk and snatch and do ring muscle-ups and walk on their hands after just a couple weeks of attending your facility. And that's just not the way it's going to be. That's just, I don't know where that came from. Too much time on the interwebs or watching documentaries. But let's say that you have your general 60-minute class, okay? And 20 minutes is in general considered a long workout. I would say sub 10 minutes is a short workout, so let's split the difference and say your average workout's going to be about 15 minutes. I think that's fair. Sometimes shorter, sometimes longer. Let's say you have your general head-to-toe warm-up that's going to take 10 to 15 minutes. Then after you do that, you need to warm up for whatever the workout happens to be, then do the workout, and then cool down and stretch. So if we're saying 15 minutes in general for the workout, that 10 to 15 minute general warm-up, let's go on the longer side to be conservative. Let's say that takes 15 minutes to do your general warm-up. That and then 15 minutes for the workout, we've already got 30 minutes of the class gone. But that leaves us 30 very precious minutes. So let's say between that 15-minute general warm-up and the 15-minute workout, we're going to take a 20-minute block of time right there. Remember, we have a lot of math going on now. We have 30 minutes remaining, so we're taking 20 minutes of that, which means we'll have 10 minutes left at the end of class to cool down and stretch. That 20-minute block that I just spoke of between the general warm-up and the workout, I think is some of the most precious time in the gym, and that is where the overwhelming majority of the time, what this gentleman is asking about in his question, would take place. So let's say the workout of the day is something demanding, relatively heavy, and it's DT, hero workout. So you've got 12-9-6 of 155 pounds for the guys, 105 for the women, deadlift, hang power clean, and shoulder overhead or push jerk. So that's the workout of the day. You do a 15-minute general head-to-toe warm-up to get loose, just get yourself going, but you're not necessarily ready to start hang power cleaning 155 or push jerking 155, at least most people aren't. That 15-minute general warm-up just gets your body, tells it to wake up, gets it going, gets the joints moving through a full range of motion, gets your heart rate up. Now that 20-minute time frame that I spoke about, now that the general warm-up is done, but before the workout, that's when everybody goes ahead, grabs a bar, either keep it empty or load it very light, and we're going to spend that 20 minutes slowly building up to that working weight for the workout, the 155 for the men or the 105 for the women, or in whatever way you're going to scale it for any particular person at your class. But now you have 20 minutes to do that. Slowly build up a little bit of weight, do some deads, do some hang power cleans, do some light jerks. That felt pretty good. Put those weights away, go over or throw a couple more weights on, build up the loading a little bit, do a couple deads, couple hang power cleans, couple jerks. That felt pretty good. Put a little bit more weight on, and you've got the most precious commodity in the gym, which is time. You've got time to do that. And during that 20 minutes, let's say there's 10 to 15 people in the class, that's when the coach is also walking around and tuning up everybody's technique, or potentially leading them at the front of the class, walking them through technique on the push jerk, technique on the split jerk, technique on the hang power clean, and keeping everybody together and organized through some systematic progression that he wants to go through. And that allows, he or she of course, that allows the class to keep up, to warm up, to get the technique in their head. He can then see who is struggling, walk over while everyone else does another 5 or 10 reps on their own, give that person some personal attention, see if they improved, walk over to the other person, do that as well. That's why being a coach is it's a demanding job. It's absolutely no joke. You're hustling running a class there. And that is, and 20 minutes is a nice block of time. That's not, 20 minutes for one day. Are you going to walk out just an absolute ninja at the hang power clean and the push jerk? No, clearly not. However, if you do what I just said, 5 days a week, 4 weeks a month, 12 months a year, that just consistency over and over again, that's how everybody gets good at what they do. And maybe the workout of the day, then you do the workout, you got 15 minutes to do the workout, and then 10 minutes at the end, cool down, stretch, put the weights away, you're golden. If the workout was a longer workout, 20 minutes, maybe it's Nate. So now you've got no barbell, you've got just have gymnastics, you've got kettlebell swings, you have weight in the kettlebell swing. Kettlebell swings, handstand push-ups, ring muscle-ups. The most technically demanding movements there being the ring muscle-ups, followed by the handstand push-ups. Well, now, okay, if we had our exact same window of time, since now the workout's not 15 minutes, it's 20 minutes, well, that reduces our 20-minute window by 5 minutes. Now we have 15 minutes. We walk around, go over transition drills and progressions for the ring muscle-ups, make sure everybody has proper scaling, figure out what's happening for handstand push-ups, give some tips and tricks, some coaching there. So-and-so's going to do shoulder taps. You're going to use a few ab mats. You're going to do strict shoulder press. And that's after the warm-up, but before the workout. In that critical 15 to 20 minutes is when those things can occur. And myself and every other human being that I know, before everyone became impatient here on the internet, learned to do all of these movements, but they just took a long time. It just took a while. Nobody was good at any of them after a week or even a month. It was slow, gradual build-up, paying attention to technique, practice, and then not getting wrapped around the axle of, well, I've been here 2 months at this gym, so I better be doing DT prescribed. Absolutely not. Not by a long shot. Knock the weight down. I mean, you can knock the weight down to a PVC pipe or a broom handle that, regardless of what your hang power clean or push jerk technique looks like, you could do it in the workout with a broom handle. Now that might be a bit of an extreme measure, but my point is, with removing of the ego, with embracing scaling, and with having patience, it is very, very possible to both learn these movements while getting fitter from these movements, while very slowly and gradually over time improving them, building up your loading, building up your capacity, and little by little you go faster. And life is good. And when you do that, that's also a great way to reduce injuries, because you're not looking to do more than you should, faster than you should, which is a terrible recipe to do something horrific to your body. When you're not quite sure what you're doing, you have poor technique, you haven't strengthened your muscles through years of training, you're in a rush to get under the prescribed loading, and you want to put up a fast time on the board. Terrible idea. Absolutely terrible idea. So again, it's not a problem with running an hour-long class. It's not a problem with using complicated movements to get fit. It's not a problem with the prescribed loading. If anything, it's a problem with human beings and their amazing ability not to be patient and their amazing ability to want to be experts in the first week of the first year, when in all actuality it takes about a decade. And it just is how it is. Now, the other part of this person's question was, should I have a dedicated workshop like twice a month to certain lifts or gymnastic movements, as well as focusing into that on class? And I do think that a workshop, if your community of individuals has an eager appetite for something like that, I think that's fantastic. What I just said, how to approach it during class, works like a champion. It's happening all around the world. It's been happening for years and years, and it will work. But if you have people who have spare time, they do want to know more and they want it faster and they're willing to dedicate some time, in their own garage gym or whatnot, well then great. If you have once a month, twice a month, whatever it makes sense, you offer a workshop either during the week or on the weekends when the gym's not being used on Olympic lifting or on gymnastic movements or whatnot. People show up and now you can spend an hour just on the ring muscle up. You can spend an hour just on the split jerk or the squat clean or whatever it happens to be. That's fantastic, and that might be a great way to balance both of those things of what you can accomplish in the hour-long class and then people's insatiable desire to just speed up the process no matter what. And those two things with a well-programmed, well-run class at a squared-away facility with, hey, we also offer workshops. If you happen to be extra fired up, good to go. And then hopefully clients are happy, coaches are happy, and everyone's good to go. So that's it. I hope that helps everybody. And you can even apply that as well if you don't go to an affiliate, if you just work out in your garage. If you want to be in and out in an hour, ballpark about a 15-minute general warm-up is what you're going to do, and then give yourself 15 to 20 minutes after that general warm-up to slowly start building up the working weight for whatever the workout of the day happens to be. And then during that time, you can also be practicing your technique. You can film yourself and check out your technique after the fact and see, how's that bar path looking? Hey, I thought my back and midline looked really solid. However, it didn't. How I thought I looked isn't exactly how I look after the video, so I'm going to work on that. You have the time. And you can be in and out of the gym in 1 hour from warming up, technique work, workout, cool down, and you're done. And you're good to go. So that's that. All right, let's see here. Let's see. Adrian, have you thought about having a year subscription to Linchpin instead of paying month by month? I ask because I'm the guy that won the year at Talking Elite Fitness, and I want my other year already. I have considered having a year-long membership. Maybe I'll put that around, and we'll see what the deal is. Then there's somebody I don't know who wrote, please respect the request for a video call. So somebody tried to video call me, and I don't know who that is. So, no, I absolutely will not. I'm sorry. I don't know you, so I'm not going to go ahead and give you the green light for the video call. Sorry, my friend. And let's see. Brandon, adding the Burgener warm-up multiple times a week, even if no barbell present in the workout, is a great way to work on technique and frequency. Absolutely. So, as part of the Linchpin private track, I put the Burgener warm-up as a warm-up. On average, I would say twice a week we do the Burgener warm-up or some variation of it. And the Burgener warm-up, if you're unfamiliar with it, is created by Coach Mike Burgener, longtime friend of the CrossFit community, well-known, awesome Olympic lifting coach. And he created the Burgener warm-up as a warm-up for the barbell snatch, the most technically complicated thing you can do with a barbell. And it's great at just keeping those motor recruitment patterns and everything in your body firing the sequence it needs to be to have a beautiful barbell snatch without the need to snatch constantly. So the Burgener warm-up is fantastic, but it's not only good at improving your barbell snatch, it's just a great head-to-toe warm-up. It really is. I don't care if you're doing, I'll put it into workouts or before workouts that there's not even a barbell in. I might do the Burgener warm-up or some variation of it on a day that we're going to do Cindy, because I'm killing two birds with one stone. So now, instead of just getting warmed up for Cindy, I'm also touching the barbell for the barbell snatch without having to snatch that day. So there are things that you can do absolutely to put into a nice general head-to-toe warm-up that have transference to other movements and to other things that you're going to want to do. Carl Stedman, just zinging me already in the morning. Is that shirt an extra medium? Just look at the room in this car. Look at this. This is not a tight shirt. I mean, come on now. This is a loose and flowing shirt. And I can't believe somebody from Europe would make mention about the tightness of a shirt. I hope, Carl, we need to link up again, brother. We've got to link up again. I don't know if I need to go your way or you need to come my way, but we got to link up. All right, today's workout on Linchpin is not for time. And so once a week, we're putting in not for time workouts. And that's just a way to get some volume in, to move without the added pressure of the clock. And, if you do that, you'll get in 52 workouts over the course of a year that don't have the pressure of the clock. So that's about 20% if you work out 5 times a week, so a nice 80-20 rule. And hopefully it keeps everybody happy and pressure-free between the ears so that when they do show up for a for-time workout, they can bring that intensity instead of every single day feeling like you just need to light your rear end on fire. And there was one other thing I wanted to say about that. Also, if you do feel great, though, you can go ahead and do it for time, just because it says not for time today. If you woke up feeling just well-rested, phenomenal, you're great, and you're ready to attack the workout, well, by all means, you can time it. But once a week, I'm starting to put in a workout that is not for time. So that's that. All right. Let's see. Enjoy. Have a great day. I'm going to finish my coffee, and I'll talk to everybody later.